Hello everyone, my name is Raksa and I'm your instructor for today. So I hope everyone is doing good and you are ready for today's lesson. So today's lesson we will focus on casting. As you know, all of you have learned about how to define a variable and different type of variable already. So now we go to the next step, which is about casting. And don't worry if you don't know about what casting is. By the end of the video, I will make sure that you understand them all right? So what we're gonna focus on today is that first I will do a quick revision and then we look at a case study, all right? Okay, so if you remember, variable are used to store data or value that can be accessed and manipulated throughout the program, right? So they can be integer, they can be float, string, or booleans. So without further ado, let me share my screen about today. Okay, case study this way. Okay, as you can see here, okay, let's read them together. An earthling weight on Mars is 37.8% of their weight on Earth. So they simply say here is the object on Earth weigh more than Mars, or it means object on Mars weigh less than the object on Earth because it says that object on Mars is only 37.8% of the weight on Earth. All right. So they want us to write a Python programming that prompt the user to enter, you know, the prompt the user to enter their weight on Earth and print the calculated weight on Mars. So how do we approach this problem? First of all, I want all of you to, think in your head that before we trying to solve any problem, we need to divide it into chunkable or manageable tasks, right? So if we were to solve this, first of all, we can prompt the user, do the prompting first, use to enter their weight first. And then we need to do the calculation. And lastly, we need to do the printing, all right? Okay, so how can we get started? First, use what we have. So from the problem statement, we have 37.8%. So we can assign it to a variable. I will define as constant, 0.378, right? And so in this case, I recommend you guys to use a function that is recommended to use a function to solve any type of problem. And the first point is we need to do the prompting. So when we ask the user to enter, any variable, we need to store it, right? So in this case, I will store it in a variable called of weight string, and I will prompt. Sorry, it's input. Enter a weight. Sorry, I can't spell. Sorry. Okay. And then next, please pay attention. We need to do the casting. So what we're gonna do here is that okay, just wait. Earth weight string. All right. So this particular code we call it casting because what the user they enter in their terminal with this code is they're gonna enter it as a string. So if it's string value, and if you pay attention, we need to do we need to do the calculation, and we cannot do the calculations just multiply, minus, or plus with a string, right? We need to change the variable type of what the user input here into a float data type so that we can do the calculation. And that idea is called casting, okay? And the syntax is very simple. We want to change this into any variable, we write here and enter the variable in the bracket. So next we need to do the calculation. We call it mass weight for Earth weight times mass monopole, okay? Next we need to print out the equivalent weight on mass is, okay, here is the next casting, and I'll tell you why. So here we need to print the variable out, and we need to do the concatenation. You can see the plus here. So we cannot concatenate this statement, which is a string, with the value here is a float. So we need to cast, we need to change the data type of a float number to a string in order for them to, stick together. All right. Okay, so we have the function ready. We need to call it. In order to call it, we need to write this syntax. Pretty simple. Okay. And we call the function main. All right, we are ready to test it out. Are you excited? Okay, let's go. Run Python file. Okay, enter. Let's say 70. Boom, we get the equivalent by mass. Pretty amazing, right? It's very powerful. So I think to sum up for today's lesson, I need you to get the idea of casting. So in sum up, casting is the idea of changing the from one variable type to another data type. So in the lesson, we learn from changing, string to float. And in this part, we need to, and in conversely, we need to change from string to a float. And the idea is very simple. Casting is just changing or converting the data type to another one. All right. I hope you keep practicing, and please remember one thing: coding is fun. Thank you.